new faces here or some old faces here. Thank you for joining us, the Design Study Group. And yeah, today we have Phoebe to talk about the job hunting, the design job hunting, her journey, how does it go? And a background about Design Study Group. Actually, we are just a group of people who are interested in the design and want to learn more about it. So our topic is not focusing on just job hunting or specific part of design. So we are open to all types of design. If you have something you are happy to share or asking or discussing the group, just feel free to join us. So we have LinkedIn and we still have WhatsApp. So just let me know if you are interested, and I can let you in our group. And yeah, and today, thank you, the Hana Corner and the Take a Bite. Also under Phoebe, actually, Take a Bite is a place that help us to doing workshops here. Yeah, so enjoy the talk, and I will pass to Phoebe.
Alrighty. What's up, you guys? Thank you for joining in this Saturday morning. Today, I just wanted to share with you guys how my job hunting has been in Canada and how I landed a full time role here. I want this workshop to be more like it's an inspiration, not an instruction. So everything is based on my experience. I hope that this is just an inspiration. It's not like a step by step guide, and there's no guarantee for sure. So I wanted to give like a quick intro about me. So hello everyone, I am Phoebe. I grew up in SoCal in San Diego and LA. I graduated from UCSD. My major was in psychology and mainly focusing on clinical psychology research. So obviously there's nothing related to UX design or product design. But then I'm very lucky that I graduated into pandemic. So there isn't any job. But that's also a chance for me to pivot into exploring UX research because I was a clinical psychology research student when I was still in university. And then from there, I pivoted into UX design, and then I slowly pivoted into product designing. And now I am a growth product designer at Pixie, which is a company in Canada. I wanted to share a little bit more on the background on when I first started or when I came to Canada. What are some of the stakes that I have to, or some of the risks that I need to take? So first thing is, everyone here is on a visa deadline. I have an open work permit. It's ending in 2026 December, so we're cutting really close. And another thing is, AI has been booming, like on social media, on LinkedIn. We just got anxiety every day, and then suddenly we got vibe coding too. So what does it mean for product designing? What does it mean for designers now? And another thing is, I gave myself a 1 year deadline to choose whether or not I'm able to succeed in Canada. If not, I'm just gonna head back to San Diego and call it a day, the end of the little era. But I think all of these are noise. These are way too much. This is giving me too much anxiety. I gotta focus on what I want, which is landing a design job. So I feel like landing a design job is such a huge pie to eat. So I kind of cut it off into a smaller bite. I want to start off with job hunting prep. So for job hunting prep, I split it into two sections. One is portfolio prep, and another one is more like interviewing prep. So I'm going to start with portfolio prep. For portfolio prep, I feel like nowadays with so much AI, so much animations, the simpler, the better. Especially for hiring managers when they're scanning through different portfolios, they're receiving thousands and thousands of applications every day. So they only have like 1 or 2 seconds when they're going through like different portfolio. So if you have too much like these ones, I don't recommend. But if you have your own agency, you're already on a senior level, for sure, show that off. But if you just started or if you are just graduating, the simpler is better. Another thing is I would recommend mentioning impact and final experience earlier. So what I meant by that is this is one of the product designer that I've been following for a while. Her name is Nicole Roberts. All of her projects within her homepage, she does a really good job in showing off the data in the cover page. So when you're scanning through her portfolio, you are able to see how much impact does her design actually bring to the company or the product. Well, another on my experience, this is my portfolio. This is one of the project. I like to highlight the final experience earlier because in school they told you like you gotta create like a very long PDF explaining your design processes and everything. But I feel like it's better if we just highlight the final experience in a higher or earlier timeline, I would say, so that just catch them with all of those flashy mock-ups, and then they'll be like, "Ooh, this looks really good," and then they will look down more for more info. Another thing is that flashy is standard now. Back in the days, that's crazy when I say that, but back in before pandemic, I feel like a lot of the animations or like crazy mock-up wasn't like a standard thing. Product designing is just still more like a science thing. You're proving how you're creating impact. But now with AI, with everything, everyone is graduating at the same time. You got to stand out somehow. So you got to catch their eyes first. So I feel like flashy is the standard now. Um, on the left, this is another product designer that I follow. Obviously, she's super senior. So as you can see, it's crazy. I'm not asking you guys to do that. I don't think I can do that too. But if you just want something static while still looking minimalistic, modern, I suggest using a plugin called Mockup plugin in Figma. You can just plug it in there. All of my mockups are done through there as well. Like no one can tell that I don't know Photoshop. So that's fine. Okay, interview prep. It's gonna be very boring, but I'm gonna fly through it. So usually for interview prep, there are like three main interviews, more or less. Usually for the HR phone interview, I would recommend you when your preparation before that, taking that phone call, scan for all of the keywords within the JD, and then from there, find out highlight the ones that you already have. And then during the phone interview, they usually ask you, "Oh, can you do like a self intro? Like, give me like a self intro. What's about you?" Use that same keyword that you found, highlight those into the self intro. And self intro, 1 minute max. Keep it short, keep it concise. And then usually I like to end it up with saying that, "Oh, this is why I'm interested in this role." Because that also gives back the space for the recruiter to continue the conversation. Another thing is that a lot of HR, when they are running through phone interviews, is more like a checklist for them. They're just looking for whatever keywords that they're looking for, and then you're able to say those keywords, then you're automatically into the second round. Another recommendation is I love Notion. Whenever that I have interviewed, whenever that I have invited to be in a phone interview, I just create another like a documentation for that specific role. I find that it helps a lot whenever you get moved on to second round or third round, you still have something to reference back on. Because when you're in job hunting, you're like constantly talking to multiple people, you're not going to remember. But in that way, it just helps you to have a leg up. Another thing is usually on the second round is where you meet the hiring manager. During the hiring manager, before meeting with them, no matter it is Zoom or in person, stalk them, literally stalk them, like go on social media. A lot of hiring manager right now, they understand that social credit is a huge wait, representation, no, repetition, no, shit, my brain's not working. I was like rushing through this. Basically, they wanted to have like a social credit among their peers as well. So they're super active in LinkedIn or social media, stalk them, find out about them. Maybe they go on a podcast or something and then put that podcast into AI, give summary, remember some of the key stuff that you feel like is interesting, and then mention it during that. That helps report as well. Another thing is that I personally use hiring manager interview sessions as a two-way interview. They are interviewing me, but at the same time, I'm also interviewing them. I wanted to know how are their leadership style is. If the leadership style isn't what I want or isn't matching it with my working style, usually I'll give a pass. Even though they invite me for a second round, I don't want to go through that hassle. It's just better for mental health overall. And then lastly, as a designer, you'll be invited to do a case study or a panel interview to do design critiques and so on. Usually, they give you about a week at least to prepare. I usually like to, they would usually give you like a brief. And then as you are going through the brief, highlight the keywords that kept on being mentioned across the job description, across the company, across the brief. and then reuse them into your presentation. And then as you are reusing them, highlight it too, like bold it, italicize it into the presentation. And another thing is try to choose a project that is very similar to the company that you're interviewing for, so that they are able to kind of think of how you would be placed within the company or within the team. Okay, we're done with the boring part. Next is mindset and culture shift. So obviously, I grew up in SoCal, and when I first came to Canada, I did not expect that there's so much of a cultural difference, but there is. And the main difference I feel like is Canadian company, they may not be able to offer the top of the market pay, but they really prioritize work-life balance. While in America, they always just want to grab the best talent ever, and they just throw money at you, and you basically become enslaved to them. So that's the biggest difference. And then another thing is that I feel like I needed to join some kind of events. I needed to know how the Canadian tech scene is. And the most direct way for me to do it is joining events like this. Trying to understand like what is the norm here, what are some of the small talks stuff like Canadians or Vancouverites like to talk about weather because it's always changing. In SoCal, we just talk about traffic because the weather's the same. And then from there, because in 2025 and 2024, I joined a lot of tech patio party or different tech events, I was able to meet with Long. And through that, I find out that a lot of the event organizers are always struggling to look for venue. And that's how I found a ticket bite as well. And that's how we found this space. Another thing is that after going through all of this experience, it's fun and all meeting friends, but I still need to know like the exact what are the employers looking for, how is a Canadian company, what are some of the characteristics are they looking for. So I started volunteering with a lot of Canadians entities. So I started off, I think that was the first week that I landed in Canada. And then I volunteered at Start a Week, which is 1 week of like a lot of conferences and stuff. It's good because if you volunteer, it's free for you to attend any of conferences. And because you are a volunteer, you are more likely and more naturally to talk to Canadian employers in that way. So that's what I did. And then through that, I met a lot of other people. And then I joined Iterate UX. And then I also joined Goodbot, also volunteering. And then through that, I find out a lot of people are looking for a job in Canada, which is not a good news for me. It means that there's more competition. And I felt like through all of those conversations, maybe direct referrals would work, but direct referrals as in not knowing an employee working there and then asking for a referral link. More so is you are being such a good friend with the employee that the employee is able to just mention you during the team meeting or something. That would be better in that way. And then another thing is that everyone is applying online. Everyone is applying to the same application. You need to stand out somehow. So gaining traction in LinkedIn actually helps because even though there are some roles that you did not apply for, but because your LinkedIn profile is kind of popular, recruiter is more likely to find you. Okay, now we gotta boil that down and go into the largest pie, which I think is self-reflection. So here is what I wanted to know, like from all of these stuff, what do I exactly want? Where am I going? What are my non-negotiables? What are my strengths? What are my wants? And what are my gaps and weaknesses that I can basically dictate the strategy that I'm going in? So in this, I'm gonna share a Figjam with y'all. Ooh. Do I share it in Luma or? Oh my god!
You can share it over here. Yeah.
Do you want me to?
You have to. Oh, I forgot to send out the link.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it? Okay. Everyone got it? Yeah. Cool, nice. Alrighty. So I'm gonna walk you through on how I go through each of these, and then later after I'm done, I'm gonna give you guys some time to work on it alone as well. And then afterwards, we can, if you would like to share, we can do like a little group session as well. Okay. So first section, who are you? I put up into 5 bullet points. Grew up in SoCal all my 4 years before I joined my current company. I work in startup. So I have always been the only product designer on the team and I know the hustle bustles and I don't want that anymore. Moved to Vancouver for a brand new chapter because I feel like I grew up in California for way too long. Maybe going to Canada is a good choice. And then I founded Take a Bite because there are a lot of my friends are event organizers and looking for spaces. And the deadline that I gave myself is only 1 year to make this Canada life works. If it doesn't, I'm heading back out. So what I'm good at. I feel like I'm really good at cross domain thinking, as in connecting the dots most people would miss. Because I come from a non art or non design background, my major was in neuropsychology research, and then eventually I shifted into UX research and UX designer, product designer. I feel like I kind of touch every point in some way. So I was able to bring in a lot of data driven or experiment driven design decisions to companies and also products. Another thing is that I really love going to events. I love connecting with people. And I think that that is what I am very good at. And I mean, who likes to be alone in this time, right? Where am I growing? Because I didn't come from a visual art background or a design background, I feel like my visual art needs some help. And AI can definitely help me to explore their process. And also, following very cool influencers in Instagram can also give me some leg up in there. I wanted to share there's a new product or company out there. It's called PemPem. Basically, it's a very cool map, Google Map kind of situation that you can save different spot in. If you would like to know more, you can just click into the link and find out yourself. I'm not going to pull it up here. Another thing is that I'm not a coder. I during college I hated coding. Like if I want to skip it, I'll skip it. But now that Figma MCP is out, all of the Figma agents are out, I have to pick it back up. So I wanted to go to a place that allow me to learn as I'm like learning new things and applying into the company, but not expecting me to go all in at once. Another thing is having working in Strata for 4 years, I'm done. I don't want it anymore. So the size for me is I gotta choose mid-size or large corp. I feel like large corp might be too much of a jump for me coming from startup. Startup usually maximum only have 20 people. It's not difficult to memorize all 20 people's name, but going to large corp with so many different politics, so many different teams, I think it would be too overwhelming for me. So I am targeting mid-size only. And I also want a team that is able to debate and then commit whenever we wanted to ship like a new feature. And I also wanted a team that ships feature because I heard a lot of the my friends working in larger corporation or mid-sized company, they would be spending a very long time working for an internal tool that ended up didn't ship. I can't do that. I need my work out. Otherwise, I would forgot about it and I will hold resentment. Like that's not good. Hard nose. I don't want anything that is pure execution roles. I am the kind of person that's more like a generalist. I wanted to touch base in everything. Obviously, I'm so deep in Figjam and Figma, but I wanted to help to influence the strategy as well. And especially because coming from a research background, I really love running experiments, like doing those A or B testing, testing out some of the new layout. Does it help to move the needle? Does it help to bring in more revenue for the company? Like that's what I'm excited about. So I don't want only execution roles. And another thing is being the only product designer on the team for 4 years has been rough. I wanted to be able to have other designers that I can learn from. Since I moved from psychology research and then going to product design, I didn't really go through like the entire curriculum of being a designer. So there are a lot of different systems that I created, but I don't know if it's the industry standard. So if there are other designers that I can work with, that would be great. So I'm trying to find my edge here. Whoa. I'm trying to find my edge here. So I think I bring the business intuition, design, and also execution to the teams. And the most prominent thing is I've built something from scratch and found real users in the wild through the 4 years of startup. And I feel like that is such a big win, especially in Canada. A lot of the designers that I've talked to, maybe they have worked for a larger corporation for a very long time. They're building internal tools for a very long time that didn't ship. These are something that I kept on hearing. And not a lot of them are actually able to just build something from scratch and then actually launch it and have positive feedback. So I think that is my edge. So, in my one sentence, I am looking for a mid size product team where I can run experiments, work very close to the problem, and grow into a strategic design voice within the company or the team. So this is what I concluded with. And with that, I go back to LinkedIn, go back to Indeed, go back to whatever job searching. I just filter out only mid-sized companies in Canada, uh, potentially about growth because growth team typically they run experiments anyway, and then look for the targeted company. And then throughout all of those, I feel like adding in your hobby can definitely helps you because sometimes there's just too many industry. You don't know which one you want to target to. I personally love taking photos, taking videos. So when I found out Pixie said, which is my current company that is hiring, they are a one-stop platform for photographers. And I was like, it sounds like me. I'm already one of the users. So when they were hiring, I'm so hyped. And then pick whatever spot you want, rename your little section. If you want, take a picture as well of yourself. I can do like, and then, oh my God. And then it would print. Isn't that super cute? That is super cute. Yeah, so you guys can grab the photo booth here and then print out your pictures and then the pictures by itself would become its own component and you can just delete the photo booth. Okay.
Can I just copy and paste it for the
Yep. It's a component. Yep. Yep. Okay, I will give you guys 10 minutes. Is that enough? And then we can regroup. All right. I got some music for you guys as well.
呢嚿嘢好鬼得意喎，
好啊。
仲會自己寫埋名喎。
Yeah, isn't that so fun?